Today I'm going to share with you about the digital economy, its implications, and I'm going to leave you with a call to action to help you thrive in this new economy. But before I do that, I want to share with you a personal story to lay the groundwork for the presentation. I had graduated from college with a political science degree at the height of the dot-com boom. Many of my friends who graduated during the time with a computer science degree received multiple offers with signing bonuses and their salaries ranging between $60,000 to $90,000 a year. As for me, I had the hardest time landing a decent job. So I went back to school and received my master's degree in information systems. So why am I sharing this story with you? I'm sharing this story not to impress you about my credentials, but to impress upon you that by having awareness and understanding of what's happening in the marketplace can help prepare and position us to grow and become more valuable. During the time, I didn't have the right set of skills to participate in the boom, so I became the spectator. My message for you is, don't be a spectator in this new digital economy. So what is this digital economy? The digital economy that is currently underway is driven by the fourth industrial revolution, also known as 4.0 industry, which is powered by the Internet of Things, known as IoT. Now, I'm going to explain what this is and share my personal perspective. Before going to the fourth industrial revolution, let's take a look at the first three. The first industrial revolution, which began between 1760 and 1840, the invention of steam-powered machines and engines replaced hydraulic power and human labor. This period massively increased the amount of goods produced and decreased the cost of production. Factories were opened and skilled workers were needed to operate machineries. During this period, there was a massive exodus of farmers from the rural places to urban areas in search of wage labor. The second revolution occurred between 1840 and 1870 when electricity became the new source of energy. Electrical generators and electric motors were built and replaced steam as the main power source. Electricity promoted growth on a large scale. Factories mass-produced consumer goods. Enterprises competed on economies of scale. Inventions and innovations vastly improved communications, such as electric, telegraph, and telephone. The third revolution happened in the mid-1950s. It was largely driven by military needs to develop more complex computing and information processing systems. Advanced communication technology, such as the telephone network and the internet, were developed. It was the beginning of the information age. Enterprises leveraged the technologies to automate manual tasks to gain productivity and efficiency. Today, we're at the beginning of the fourth revolution, which is known as the cyber-physical systems, because both the physical and the digital worlds are converging. This is made possible by the Internet of Things and the Internet of Systems, or IoT. Simply put, every conceivable connectable device will be connected to the Internet. Here's my perspective. The digital economy is driven by IoT, but it's not driven by the Internet of Things. It is driven by the integration of technologies. Currently, we are witnessing an unprecedented period of confluence and convergence of technologies and industries. These technologies hold great promises, but they also pose significant challenges to society, enterprises, and individuals. To thrive and win in this digital economy, it boils down to how we integrate and use these technologies better than anyone else. It is no longer the limitation of technologies that prevent us from solving problems, growing, and competing. It's the limitation of our imagination to creatively integrate these technologies. The cycles of history tell us that, similar to the first three revolutions, technological innovations and inventions in this fourth revolution will boost efficiency, increase productivity, and enhance our comfort and quality of life. But It will also introduce enormous disruptions to enterprises and individuals alike. For example, from a business standpoint, businesses are going through or will be going through a digital transformation journey. They will be forced to redefine, reimagine, and reinvent their business models and value propositions or face the risk of getting disrupted. From an individual perspective, this revolution will fundamentally change the way we work, live, learn, and communicate. Many of our jobs will be displaced and replaced by robots with advanced intelligence, advanced thinking, and reasoning abilities. We will be forced to relearn, retrain, and retool ourselves constantly in order to acquire the right skills and a body of knowledge to remain relevant and competitive in the marketplace. In order to thrive in this digital economy, we must have a set of balanced skills. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the really high-level technical skills and conclude with 5 core competencies that we can all develop. So let's start out with the technical skills. There are 3 layers in the technical skills. The first is the technology. In today's world, it is all about IoT, the ability to connect sensors to create smart homes, smart buildings, smart cities, and smart grids. It is about robotics, artificial intelligence such as machine learning and deep learning. It is about mobility, cloud, information and communication infrastructure such as 5G, next generation mobile network. So why is it important for me to share this information? It's important because currently there is a huge demand for experts in these areas. By having this understanding of this demand, you can position yourself to acquire a skill in one of these areas if you're interested in technology. For instance, learning a programming language such as Java or Python, the average salary for the developer is $104,000 in the Bay Area. The second layer is the data layer. There will be north of 30 billion connected devices by 2020. This means there will be an explosion of both structured and unstructured data. According to IBM, every day about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data get created. I didn't even know such a word existed. I even have a hard time pronouncing it. It has 18 zeros. Can you believe it? So much that 90% of the data in the world today has been created in the last 2 years alone. According to the State Broadband Report, the number of global web users is currently around 3 billion, and the expected people accessing the internet will double to at least 6 billion by 2020. This means that data will continue to grow exponentially in terms of volume, velocity, and variety. Why is this important? There is a huge demand for mathematicians, data scientists, data analysts to make sense of the data and turning them into insights to solve problems and to gain competitive advantage. According to Glassdoor website, the average annual salary for data scientists in San Francisco is $128,000. The third and final layer is the security layer. This outer layer is critically important. How do we secure our technologies from being hacked and safeguard the explosion of data from getting compromised? Security is at the forefront of every executive's concerns, along with innovations and workforce, how to attract and retain talent. There is a growing need for security experts in information, internet, mobile, network, computer, and cyber. According to Michael Brown, CEO at Symantec, the world's largest security software firm, the demand for cybersecurity workforce is expected to rise to 6 million globally by 2019, with a projected shortfall of 1.5 million. According to Glassdoor website, the average salary for a security software engineer is around $230,000, while the top salary for a CSO or Chief Security Officer is $225,000. As for soft skills, there are 5 core competencies that we can all develop and strengthen to position us to thrive in this digital economy. And I got this straight from my book, on page 97 all the way to 102. The first skill is problem solving. It doesn't matter whether we're entrepreneurs or employees, whether we work for a profit or non-profit organization, our value added lies in our ability to solve problems. The more complex problems we can solve, the more valuable we are. Solving problems requires us to think critically and creatively. For instance, what can we integrate, innovate, and invent to boost productivity, improve customer experience, solve some of the world's biggest problems such as pollution, poverty, and hunger? The second is decision making. Every day, we're presented with choices that require us to make decisions. Sometimes the decisions we make are straightforward and trivial. Other times, the choices are tougher when the stakes are high with serious consequences, particularly when a decision involves gray areas. How do we use our good judgment and intuition to make good decisions? The third is collaboration. As our world becomes increasingly digital, more economically interdependent and integrated, learning how to work collaboratively with different people with divergent views to create value is important. Collaboration is not about competing with others, but working closely with others to achieve common objective for mutual benefits. The fourth is communication. Whether we are an individual contributor or an executive, the levels of contributions that we hope to make or the changes that we aspired to effect predicated on the effectiveness of our communications ability. For instance, throughout our history, orators like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and President John F. Kennedy inspired the country to march for freedom and to reach for the moon. And finally, the most important skill that we can all develop is, well, you have to purchase my book to find out the answer. All right, I was just kidding. I'll share the answer for free this time. It's the leadership skill. Leadership starts with each one of us at every level of the organization or in our personal lives. Leadership touches on all of the other 4 core skills. As we strengthen those skills, we by virtue strengthen our leadership skill. For instance, effective leaders are exceptional communicators. They work well with others. They empower, inspire, and influence others to achieve and deliver results. So here's my call to action for you, is to follow the simple formula to help you acquire new skills and to thrive in this new economy. And that is 1 + 1 equals to 1. Right? Wait, that doesn't seem right. 1 + 1 equals to 1. That's right, my math is right. So choose one skill that you want to develop, allocate 1 hour every single day to work on it, and do that for 1 month. That's all you have to do to acquire new skills. So by the end of the year, you should have at least 12 skills that you have acquired. You may not master all the 12 skills, but you at least have the awareness and understanding. I hope you find value in my presentation. Please visit my website and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.